with our texture coat for our slate trowel valve. This is where we're going to start building up some volume and get our texture. Going through just kind of removing some of these little areas. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to take thin finish. Mickey's going to put it in a cup. Makes it a little easier. You can use a trowel, you can use a margin trowel, you can use whatever you want. Use your hands if you really want to. I wouldn't advise using your hands, but he's going to just kind of randomly place some spots of material. And I'm going to go over them with my trowel. First, I'm going to start out very, very, very light pressure, holding my trowel with basically 2 fingers. I'm going to go very light. I'm just moving the material. Then I'm going to go harder and harder and harder as the material starts to set up a little bit. I am going to trowel in different directions. When I troweled this, you can see the half moons where I troweled. Some areas where it was a little drier and it stuck a little bit, but you can see the general outline of my trowel. I don't want to do that on this coat, on the texture coat, so I'm going to go side to side, but left is the same as right, up is the same as down. I'm going to throw some diagonals in there, and then I'll throw some half moon stuff in there too. But I just want to make it all random looking. So go ahead and start dumping out. Yeah, do that front. You always make sure that you cover your edges too. That's important. That's a little bit not random. You're kind of try to keep a little minimum, the blobs to a minimum. Like this, I don't really want those. Okay, so I'm going to start off very light pressure on my trowel. I don't really want to do that, but okay, give me a little bit right there. Okay, I'm still going very, very, very light. Go ahead and do it to about here, about halfway on the board. And I'll have you take over. There, and then here on the edge. Okay, when I say on the edge, I get it onto the leg. Maybe not like that, but that's fine. That's starting to set up a little bit up here, so I'm going to come across it with a little bit more pressure. Get the gouge out of it. Yeah, does that matter? No, not really. Go ahead and give me a little dot here and a little dot here, please. Like a little dot. Ooh, that's fine. Right here. That's about the size of what I say little dot. That can make it. Okay, so I'm going to wait a second. I'm letting it set up a little bit more now. Letting it dry just a tad bit, so that I can come across it with even more pressure. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a texture because there is a raised spot there, but it's smooth. Okay, I'm not trying to have high points, anything like that. I want a nice smooth texture out of this, and I want it to be random. We got about 65% coverage. That's fine. If we wanted more, we could let this dry and then come back and pour more on. We could hit some of the empty spots, or we could pour on top of this and create even more layers. The more layers we create, the more color flow we're going to get once we go to stain this. Okay, very simple application. If you're not happy with it, you can always just pour more material on, trowel the whole thing flat, and start over. So that's one of the best things about this system. It's very, very, very forgiving. This is a very good beginner system, especially if you don't have troweling experience. If you want to learn how to trowel and be able to mess it up a little bit, this is a pretty good application to do that on. The key is to just start out really, really, really soft so that you're not smoothing the material out like I did on the first coat. I'm not trying to pull it real tight. I want some texture. So now we're going to leave this part alone. I'm going to turn this over to you, since you'll be doing this at some point in time. If anybody else wants to hop in and trowel, have at it. About the same coverage rate, real light at first, different directions. Wait, let it set up a little bit, and then hit it harder. If you want some knee pads, it's over here. Okay. If you don't want knee pads, then okay. Your knees are stronger than mine are. I can't do this without knee pads, I'd die. Again, try to keep the little blobs to about a minimum. Just a little in-between drips like that. Oops. And don't go up completely into what I did. Okay. Because remember, when he's troweling it, it's going to move.
What is the name of that design?
This is a slate trowel.
Slate trowel.
Slate trowel. We just call it slate trowel. The reason is that we're kind of making it look like slate. You got different size rocks. Oh, that's more. You always want to try and use your whole trowel, not just the corner of it. Try not to blend those together. Yeah. The reason being is you get a better mark when you're not using just the corner edge of your trowel. You're going a little heavy at first. You notice when I did it, we had a little bit of